Hello guys and what's up? Welcome to another episode of Modo's House. It's your boy Modo Anyoba and we talk everything house. So this particular episode I want to do another thing that I think is very pertinent to this art of DJing. I want to talk about one of the fundamentals of DJing, which is counting music. So before I became a DJ, I was a rapper for very many years, and before I was a rapper, I was a ghostwriter. So I used to write bars for myself and bars for people. So I think a year later or more into my DJing journey, I realized there's something that really helped me from being a rapper to becoming a good DJ. I don't know if I'm a good DJ, but I try. So, because DJing and rap have one thing that my mind had gotten used to doing for very many years without noticing, and that is counting music. Because when I'm making a rap song, I'm going to go to the studio, then we are going to make the beat. So we are going to talk to the producer and say, I want my intros 16 bars, I want my chorus, my bridge 8 bars, I want my verses 16 bars. Actually, you'll always hear rappers talking about 16 bars, 16 bars, 16 bars, 16 bars. So I only used to think that these 16 bars applies to being a rapper. Then I became a DJ and realized these 16 bars is the same thing that now DJs call a phrase. And makes total sense. So there's this business of finding the one. And finding the one is because once the first song is, I always say, I don't know if that is how it is defined grammatically or technically, but I consider music to be sound moving in time. So once you press play as a DJ, your sound is moving in time. That means you can't stop the sound unless you can stop the time. And that's why if you stop the music, people can throw beer bottles at your booth. So the way to keep moving in this time perfectly is finding the time when the next song should start and finding where to place it in the current song. So, because music is made of what we call bars. So we have 4 bars. We have bar number 1. Let me use a thicker pen. You know, I love demonstrating because I was born a teacher, but school ruined me. So we have bar number 1, bar number 2, bar number 3, bar number 4. Then this repeats again. So music is mostly in multiples of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why even if you look at your DJing software, you'll find that when you are looping or when you are cutting your loops, it's going to be in multiples of 2, which will start from a multiple of 4, which will be 4, 16, 32, 64 going upwards, then 4, 1 half, 1 over 4, 1 over 16. So even the decimals are the denominators are going to, of the fraction of the small bits are going to be multiples of 1 over 16, 1 over 32. So because music mostly occurs in this 4, so we have this 4 occurring so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So this is the song that is playing. Then we have here the song that is coming in. So then it also has its 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to get this one to start together with this one. So that means when I look at my footage, when I'm looking at my mixes, I realized when I put my headphone on, I stay for a while without before playing the next song or starting anything on the next song, because at that particular point I'm going to be listening to the current song, and I want to know where does the one of the current song start. So then once I get the one of the current song nicely, I can now get the one of the next song and drop it on the one of the current song. So that means the process starts from you getting the one of the current song, not the one of the incoming song. Because if you can get the one of the incoming song nicely, but you drop it or maybe on a 2 or a 3 or a 4 of the other song. And remember, this does not necessarily mean that the one is going to be the first beat of the song. Sometimes the one is on the 2, sometimes the one is on the 3. So sometimes you'll find yourself that you have listened to that song and the first one, the actual one is on bar 3 of the song. That means instead of dropping this on the numerical one, we are going to drop it on the musical one. So that means sometimes the musical one will be different from the numerical one. So the first beat will not be always be the one of the song. Sometimes, depending on how producers do their thing, their way of arrangement, you will find that your one starts sometimes in bar 3, sometimes in bar 2, sometimes in bar 4. So this is something that you're going to learn as you grow in the craft. So what is this one and how do we find it? I'm going to load up something I want to show you this from the production side of things, because I always think as a DJ, when you approach these things from the production side of things, you get to understand them easily and faster, because what we play as a DJ is as a result of production. The end product of a production is what the DJ plays. So how it is produced is really going to affect his art significantly. So I'm going to use one of my sketches. I think I made some time last year. Let me load up my FL to show you guys what the one is and how you can easily find the one in any kind of song. So I'm going to play the whole song as it is, the whole pattern as it is, and let's just listen to it. It's sort of a house BPM of 122. Nothing too much. I think I just have basic sounds, no pianos, nothing much, just something that can groove and has momentum. So let's play. So that is playing. How do you find the one without looking at the song? So how do you find the one? Where is the one? Because that is repetitive, sort of the same sounds. How do you find the one? So can you just put a one in your mind? If that is your one, 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 one. Let's see if you're correct. One, 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 one. One, 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 one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So I was correct. So how do you find the one? You count the 4. So once you count the 4, the next one is going to be a 1. So you have to listen to the song. Number 1, internalize it. So that's why I took all the sounds from the song, so that you can remain with the basic sound, which you can easily use to get the one, and that is the kick for this particular song. So from my arrangement, I have a kick every 4. So that means every count there is a kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doof, 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 doof. So after the 4, it is always a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now what you do is, once you get the one of the current song, you are going to instead of having one of the next for the next song, you are going to press play. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play 2, 3, 4. Play 2, 3, 4. So you replace the one with the play. Are you getting it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Play 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the same even applies for posting. Once you get that pattern right, it's not going to leave your head. So, and mostly you listen to the basic sounds of the song. Mostly the kicks, mostly for many songs is going to be on the kick, especially dance and house songs like this one. I think these are dance or house song. I think so. Not a producer. We are the production, not production, because you're not pros. So that is easily how you find the one. You count the 4, then you know after the 4, once you get the 4 nicely perfect in, after the 4 we are going to have a 1. So this one might be landing on, technically if we put the song down together, after the 4 it might be bar 5. But bar 5 is one of the next 4. Does that make sense? Because you said, let's say a chorus is 16 bars long. So these 16 bars, it has 4 groups of 4. 4, up to 4, up to 8, up to 12, up to 16. But if you divide it into 4s, each of the 4 has a new one. So after the first 4, the 5th one is a new one for the next 4. After the first 8, the 9th one is the first one for the next 4. So that's how you learn how to time and count the 1. So it is not easy to find the 1 if you don't count the 4. So, and sometime later in my tutorials, I'm going to take you even further so that you can get to, instead of counting 4, we can count 16. Because the moment we count 16, we get into what we call phrase mixing, and phrase mixing is one of the things I do in almost all my sets, and it's very easy for you to create very nicely sounding mashups, because if you can phrase match 16 and 16, woo, 16 of a vocal and 64 of a vocal and 64 of a beat, you create something so seamless, people do not notice it is 2 songs playing together. So, and that all comes down to counting. So, like we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So every 4 there's a 1. So after every 4 there's a 1. That one might be a 5, that one might be a 9 in the 16 bars, might be 61 in the 64 bars, but every 4 in music there's a 1. So that's how you find the 1. Even if you're mixing a different kind of a genre, say maybe amapiano, the same is going to apply, because as long as the kicks are in the same pattern, and sometimes you might have kicks in a different pattern, so you might have to fill one of the values without an actual sound. For example, if I play this drum pattern, then I remove this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So no matter how much you take the sounds in between the values away, the values should remain in your head. So that's why most of the time you're going to find we have different ways of counting these. Some of us tap our feet. Some of us tap the Q button. Play. So easily and basically that's how you count music. So because for you to be a good DJ, forget the BPM aside, forget the software can and the hardware can do so much for you, but things like counting music, it is up to you to count music nicely. And if you can count music nicely, you are going to have a very easy time mixing. And like I said, in today's video, I was dealing with the basic part of it, and that is finding the 1. And I said, like, it is not possible for me to separate finding the 1 from finding the 4, because 4 is sort of the standard number in arranging music or composing many things. So once you find the 4, every 4 there's a new 1. So that's how you always find the 1. So listen to the playing song, get to hear it, then drop the next song on the 1 of the current song. So I'm going to bring back my sounds. So I'm going to count 1 as I'm bringing them back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play 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 2, 3, 4. And guys, that's how you can easily find your 1, and that's a fundamental method of counting music. So like I said, my way of doing it is, instead of counting the 1, instead of looking for the 1, I look for the 4. Once I get the 4, I know after the 4 there's always going to be a 1, because music is made in multiples of 4. So that is it for this particular video. See you guys in another video. My name is Modo Anyoba, and welcome to Modo's house. In case you're new here, please subscribe. And if you want to know, learn DJing, learn production, understand mixing and whatnot, please welcome aboard. I think this is the first Kenyan channel that is making this kind of content, and we are hopefully going to be able to do this for a long time and consistently with quality and with the quantity, also a good number of videos in a good amount of time. So guys, I'm done for the day, so go and practice your ones. Listen to the song. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So after you do this for a very long time, it's going to be so natural. It's not going to you're not even be saying the numbers like I'm saying them even in your mind. You just be yeah. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Bye bye guys.